Welcome to week 1 of Galaxy Network's weekly bulletin. I'm this week's host, Manthis, and today we have an action-packed video full of the latest regional news, tournament news, and a very special guest who will be joining us later in the video. So be sure to watch until the end, like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. For those of you who don't know, Galaxy Network is a news server currently on Discord where we bring you the latest news from the competitive scene as soon as it is released. Galaxy Network offers articles, interviews, votings, tournament news, game news, and regional news. So make sure to join the Galaxy Network Discord server via the link in the description if you haven't already done so. Galaxy Network's weekly bulletin is a newly made project which plans to offer a recap of the latest competitive news from the past week while providing an in-depth discussion for this news. Let's get right into this week's recap. Starting off with regional news, we're going to be exploring the top 4 news stories of the Asian region from the past week. On Saturday, the top team from the Asian region, Sector X, disbanded due to their players moving to Area F2, which was recently released. This is a major blow for the region, as Sector X was a strong force when it came to tournaments. However, with this loss, we also see a new clan rise into power, potentially taking Sector X's place. As this news comes in, a new team comes into play in the scene, as 17 comes back from taking a long break. This is due to the newly created tournament by IFT, which you will hear more about later on in this video. They had announced their lineup a week ago on Saturday, featuring the players Cetro, Sky, Hierarchy, Evertall, Normal, Secure, T3, Zion, and Sunrise. Earlier this week, we also heard that the organization Dynamic Gaming picked up the Asian team of Born to Win. Their strong performance in the Dynamic Global Series helped Dynamic Gaming to see their potential as a top Asian team, and their stable lineup shows huge potential. To conclude the Asian region, we heard that Kai and Harms left Immense Gaming due to unknown reasons. This will certainly have an impact on Immense Gaming's results in teamwork and tournaments, but perhaps they'll be able to find some good players to replace them with. Moving into the European scene, we start off with the news that Mullet Mafia has disbanded. This is a major shock, as MFA has been a well-known and stable clan for a very long time. We hope that one day they will return and take their place back in the competitive scene. Just like in the Asian region, we see the return of a team coming out of the loss of a great team. 3G is returning to the competitive scene with the lineup of Taco, Flown, Orly, Discovery, Neon, and Mao, led by the management team of Rogue and Atu. This will be an interesting team to follow, and perhaps will take what Mullet Mafia left behind. Next up, World Label Gaming has started to pick up many teams for different regions, including the European team Visionary. Their roster includes Bad Boy, Yuvor, Sam X, T.O., Caliber, and Krazax. This will be interesting to see how they play and whether World Label Gaming can keep up on managing 4 regions. Hopefully they can. Finally, for the European scene, we conclude with the news that Alpha was promoted to High Captain in Valorous Gaming. Hopefully he can encourage the team and help them to rise into an even higher place in the top 10 leaderboard. There will be more about that later. Heading into North America, we see that 2 teams have reformed, including Xenocide and Seminole. Xenocide announced their lineup of YSO, Code, Daylight, Coat, Visvim, Pronoob, and Corrupt. This will be an interesting team to follow to determine whether or not they should take a spot in the top 10 teams. We also heard that Seminole reformed after a break. Luckily, they are back now with their roster of Raballo, Abuse, Scott, High, Shadow, with Raballo as the captain. We hope that these teams will help to revive the scene further. Amplified has been one of the top teams in North America for several years now. All this time, their competitive team was led by Blue as the captain. Earlier this week, Blue decided to step down as captain and let their main 5 player, Vapey Poo, become the new captain of Amplified. This will definitely be interesting for the future of Amplified, as they see their first new leader in a while. To conclude the North America news, sadly, CSPG North America decided to disband due to players moving to Area F2 and COD Mobile. This is really unfortunate, as their lineup consisted of a lot of professional, experienced players, and it will have a massive impact on the scene as it currently stands. Starting off with the South American region, we've been informed that Ayado has left Flawless. This is a real shame for the team, as Ayado was a great player and will have an impact on the scene. Let's see what clan he may join next. We then come to the very sad news of 5 Nightmares disbanding. This is a major blow for the scene, as they were 3rd in the leaderboards. Hopefully newer teams will be able to take their place. An honorable mention for helping the scene is to the IK leader, BR Gomes. After taking his team out of the competitive scene, he turned to help the scene further by becoming a scrim and tournament streamer, as well as creating a server for the community to play together in. In other news, the start of the Dynamic Global Series and MSL has helped to grow the scene further. We hope for more people to turn to the South American region and expand it further to make it as competitively developed as the other regions. In this week's latest tournament news, we have a lot to cover, from different organizers as well as some very exciting news from the developers themselves. From official tournaments to tournament organizer programs and even some exciting cash prizes, let's get right into this news. In this week's first news, IFT has announced a $1,000 tournament in partnership with the clan Violent GG. This tournament is available for Asia, Europe, North America, and South America, with 26 teams in total. Qualifiers plan to start on the 30th of May, so make sure to be on the lookout for signups. Keep in mind that Galaxy Network will share information about these signups, so if you want to be a part of these tournaments and want to hear more about when they start opening up, be sure to join our Discord server so you can learn about signing up. Next up, from last week's community stream, we were told by the developers that the latest tournament organizer system will feature a brand new tier system. The first tier, low tier, will offer a chance for beginners to start up with their tournament. They get a limited prize pool. However, if their tournament is successful, they will be promoted to the next tier soon enough. The mid-range tier, Verified, offers support channels from the Critical Ops server as well as the chance to promote it in the tournament channel. This will gain extra promotion and server members as well as participating teams. Verified tournaments will also receive an even larger amount of community prizing. The final tier, Verified Plus, offers the previous awards, but they also receive a further increased prize pool and the chance to rarely give out event cases. These cases may be given out in giveaways, challenges, or as a reward for a tournament. On Sunday, it was announced that some of the most prestigious community tournaments, including IFT, Celtic Wizard, Award, and Polaris, announced that they will encourage and abide by the first to 13 rounds win rule, as well as the 1 minute and 50 seconds per round rule, which will be applied to their tournaments. The developers believe that this rule will allow a better experience in-game and allow practice for further official tournaments. However, after a poll hosted by D2R's Hustle, 78% of the 449 votes counted preferred the first to 16 rounds win rule. More information will hopefully be given out in the next community livestream on Wednesday. Critical Forces also announced a major release of the new system on the day of this upcoming community livestream, so be sure to watch it to get the latest and most up-to-date news. The livestream is said to be at 9 AM Pacific Time, 19 o'clock Eastern European Summer Time, or 18 o'clock Central Eastern Time. This past week has also shown many tournament matches and the potentials of a lot of teams. Dreamers GG has hosted a private qualifier to replace the teams, Sky to Fly and Victorous Empire, featuring 8 invited teams. Veteran and Team Exalt managed to qualify for the tournament. In the Dynamic Global Series quarterfinals, Amplified faced Versi and won with the score of 16-13. Amplified proceeded to the semifinal and Versi sadly left the tournament. We also saw that D2R won against Flawless with a score of 16-6. D2R went to the semifinals and Flawless sadly left the tournament. We then saw Valorous Gaming win against Exclusive with a score of 16-10. Valorous Gaming proceeded to the semifinal and Exclusive left the tournament. This brings up to the next part of the video where we interview our special guest. In today's video, we're going to be talking to Genis, a competitive player, influencer, and owner of Valorous Gaming, one of the top teams in Europe as of right now. Hello Genis, thank you for joining us today. Would you care to tell the viewers about your personal career and your clan, Valorous Gaming?
Hello everyone, as Mantis told you, my name is Genis. I'm a French competitive player and owner of Valorous Gaming. I spent most of my time in Lunatics while making some small changes here and there. I then decided to create a new clan full of some of the best players of its time. I named it Valorous Gaming. It is still one of the biggest European clans as of today. I created Valorous in early October 2019, making it nearly 7 months old. Valorous used to be the top 1 team in Europe, and we will manage to get it back as we are working as hard as we can, as proven by our latest tournament results.
This week, you announced that Alpha would become High Captain of Valorous Gaming. What was the reasoning for this, and in what way do you feel it impacted the team?
Alpha was promoted to High Captain as he is really motivated and does his best to help us improve between games. He is a very important player in our roster. Along with that, I personally like his creativity. Trying new things is always important, and he helps us by doing that very often.
After the announcement of the new tournament organizer program, what do you hope to see on Wednesday and the future of these tournaments?
I am really happy about this news, and I personally think that it's a really good idea for the scene. What I would like to see is for the possibility of playing the game in the format of best of 31 rounds, as I prefer that format. I also would like to know more about the pricing and about how different it will be from Battle 5. It will be interesting to see what happens on Wednesday.
Thank you for joining us, Janice. Do you care to say any last words before we end this interview?
I would like to thank Galaxy Network for inviting me. Make sure to subscribe to mine and Mentis YouTube channels to hear more about us. And also, thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. It was a pleasure interviewing with you. That concludes this week's news segment. Thank you for joining us in the first of many to come. If you found this news interesting and want to stay on top of competitive news for the mobile esports scene, be sure to check out the Galaxy Network server in the pinned comment. Please be sure to give out any feedback or suggestions that you wish to add or remove in the comments below or in the suggestions channel in the Galaxy Network's Discord server. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.